You don't play to just play it. You play to win the game.
The National Football League was founded in 1932. The Super Bowl is the most watched program annually in America. The Americans are now invading Britain. This is Touchdown. With the rising popularity of American sports, we asked a Uclan rugby player if this trend could lead to American football challenging the more traditional of sports.
No, I've actually watched, I've been to America a few times actually. I've actually been to watch a basketball game live, hockey live, baseball, and I find it entertaining to actually go watch it live, so I definitely would actually watch a live game. But as of yet, I haven't watched NFL. Obviously, it's the biggest game in America, but over here and like in Europe and things, I just don't think he'll kind of like pass off because it's more like light entertainment than a sport. And I think more in Europe, people are more into the sport than kind of like wrestling and gladiators type thing, like game shows. I mean, it is a sport in the sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like been glamorized. As a sport, there's obviously there's similarities between the two, but I think that American football is a lot easier. The uniforms and like the safety equipment. I just think that as a sport, it's just not the same. It's just completely easier. The NFL are definitely trying to popularise it more in the UK. I mean, the Super Bowl is on once a year over here on UK TV, but they're playing games in London and things like at Wembley, and I think that will definitely popularise the game more over here. And so in the future, I do actually think that it will become more popular than games such as rugby because of how kind of like entertaining it is rather than being a sport. Some people find some sports not to be entertaining, like cricket. And I mean, I think that American football like doesn't deserve to have the same facilities and things because at the moment it's not as popular.
At the start of the 2008 academic year, Uclan Sports Union created the Uclan Dockers. We asked James Donnelly how the team has developed and if he feels American football can blossom in the UK.
I think it can do. I mean, we've had the games coming down to Wembley and it's become pretty popular. I mean, you look at the team we've got here and we've already got about 40 odd players and that's just starting off this year. We're lacking a bit of the funding, like we're still waiting on kits and stuff. Had a bit of problem with the SU, so I think we're still a bit behind in that aspect. They've not really offered much. I mean, compare ourselves to the other teams, then we get to train at PSA and we're on muddy Moor Park where we can't really get any grip on the ground, and BSU's still backed away from giving us as much funding as other teams. Apparently the university have refused to book it out for us, so like I say, we're stuck here. I mean, it'd be great to train at PSA because they've got floodlights so we can do later training, got a better pitch there, just better facilities all round. Need a bit more influence there, maybe kind of our university teams going up a bit, developing some new talent. Maybe just like a bit of investment into it, because at the moment if no one's getting paid to play, there's not as much interest in it. 20 teams in the league over the country, so it's not a massive sport compared to something like football. Now the adult leagues, that's a lot bigger. I mean, you've got about 20 teams just in your division. I think there are about 4 divisions over the country, so it seems to be taking off there. At the moment, I'd probably say it's going to be a while because I mean, there's not other countries haven't even got. I mean, there's NFL Europe, but that's mainly German teams. So I think one day it should be able to get to that level, but it's just a long way off now.
We then decided to show Martin the footage from James's interview in the training session. We told him that each week the American football team trained for twice the length of time as the rugby team.
I am surprised actually to hear that. I mean, I can't really see why they'd need to train a lot more, but I can respect the fact that they do. It obviously shows that they're dedicated to their sport, which obviously I didn't think was as much of a sport as kind of rugby, but obviously if they're putting the effort in, then I can sympathise with that.
So after all this, would Martin now choose to watch American football?
I think I'm up for watching most sports, so American football I definitely take into consideration and go see a game. I mean, the cost of prices is something that I'm not really happy with in games such as football as well, so as long as it's the right price, then I'll definitely go see it.